So I'm back with another weekly forecast. Just quick run of last week, literally short and sweet. I wanted bullish prices on GJ. As you can see, I didn't get bullish prices on GJ. Price reacted off this daily fair value gap, failed to push up and pushed off. Took a couple losses because of my weekly bias. That was that. We'll now look on the dollar. I mentioned that I haven't got a clear bias on the dollar, so I would let Monday play out. I let Monday play out, still wasn't able to get a clear bias. This week taught me that in these scenarios, what I've learned is I have to use the previous daily high and the previous daily lows as like liquidity runs, and then trade in the opposite direction basically. In these type of scenarios, and I can't kind of forecast where the week wants to go. And now that brings me into this week, which is kind of similar. If we're looking at the dollar index again, we've come from the same monthly fair value gap, but we're failing to create any fair value gaps back to the downside. We're respecting this weekly fair value gap. We've not breached it. We've respected it fully here. We're on the 50% level here. If we would have closed below the 50% level, that could be an indication that this weekly fair value gap we're most likely going to break, but we haven't. So again, it's like it's not even giving signs of weakness on this weekly fair value gap. And then if we go into the daily, no fair value gaps have been made. Well, we've respected this. We've broken this daily fair value gap. We turned it to inversion and respected it here. Maybe again, let Monday play out, see if we can get some closure, and then try to target this sell side liquidity. So that's the dollar index. Again, I can't say, I think the week's gonna end down here, because price hasn't given me any sign of weakness right now. So I'm just in this zone around here. When prices like this, like I said again, repeating myself, I have to go into the week thinking, okay, look at previous daily highs, previous daily lows, and see if it gives indication that we want to go opposite from that sweep. But now, when I've said this about dollar, when we look at EU, this is why I'm going to learn something new again this week, because I haven't seen the situation before. So when we look into EU now, everything is nice and clear for me, how I view the market. So monthly fair value gap tapped, respected, nice push to the upside. Going to the weekly, that same weekly fair value gap that we have on the dollar index is here also on the EU, as it should be. But the difference between the two is last week was able to break above this weekly fair value gap, creating it into a weekly inversion fair value gap. It's basically support and resistance, but fair value gaps. Yeah, they call it the real support and resistance, whatever. This is how I view the market. It is what it is. Yeah, it's broken this area, and then the week. So 2 weeks ago it broke. This week, the week that's just gone, has come into it, respected it, failed to push above, but it's respected this week in weekly inversion fair value gap. But I didn't have a bullish bias due to the dollar index. If we go into the daily time frame, where's Monday? So we get push up. Tuesday we take out previous day highs, we push lower, and we push lower, we push higher, take out this daily high, push lower. It would have been nice if we taken out this low. Longs could have been, and the right timing, but longs could have been if we would have took this low out, and that would have made sense. But like I'm saying, when I haven't got a clear price run, like this week I didn't have a clear price run. I wasn't too sure where it was going, and if you look, the price wasn't sure where it was going either. You just have to me personally, I would just now, even this week I'm waffling, but last week was look for these sweeps of daily highs, daily lows, whatever. So again, for me now, EU is clear, but the dollar isn't. So if I didn't look at the dollar index, I would be bullish fully on EU. and probably try target some of these highs. But due to the dollar index not being bullish, it's just a bit. So I've got to be wary. I've got to be more aware of what am I doing. Like, are you sure this isn't a fake signal to go long? And I'll probably treat this week again as like last week and just look at, okay, we haven't got a clear price run, meaning I haven't got a clear bias on if we're going to the upside, if we're going to the downside. Therefore, take every day as it comes and you gauge it, like, what has Asian session done? How does 7 o'clock candle, does it do the Judas swing to the upside? Does it do the Judas swing to the downside? What type of liquidity are we running for? Are we running a previous day's low at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then closing above it? Like, little things you have to this is how I have to trade in these type of scenarios. Whereas normally I would be able to say, okay, I'm bullish for the week because such and such and such, so now I'll only look for buys and I'll look for sweeps and try to go to the upside. But obviously, from understanding from last week, the way the market is right now, kind of have to shift, and the week before, in fact, I kind of have to understand and learn from the previous week of what did I miss, what could have helped me get in an opportunity. So anyway, waffling. This week I'm bullish on EU. I can't say I'm bearish on the dollar, which is weird, but if we do get some daily closure, then that could kind of justify my bullish bias. If I do get some daily closure below this area here, that could then justify my bias of being bullish on the weekly, on the Euro USD. But again, like I said, I'm just gonna take it, gauge it, how we move during the week on each day, and understand like what areas of liquidity is being swept, and then kind of gauge whether I need to be entering the position. So unfortunately, it's not the best forecast, it's not the best week. Last week wasn't either, but hopefully soon we start to get that. The way out last year was where you're able to understand, like, okay, we're in this week fair value gap, I'm expecting to put bearish prices to this low minimum, and then doing the same, we're in this mini week, and then, you know what I mean, it's nicer. But if not, I'm learning and I'm adjusting to the market, and that's what you need to be able to do as a trader. When it doesn't move how you really want, how you're used to it moving and whatever, you have to learn how to adjust, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah, whether we're bearish or bullish, I should be able to find some sort of opportunity if I just gauge, if I use the daily highs and daily lows as liquidity sweeps. But yeah, that's it really. There's nothing more to be said. I'm bullish on EU, but I've got to be wary because the dollar index isn't in sync with it. It's got enough reasons to be bearish, but it hasn't given me signs. Whereas if I look at this, it's got enough reasons to be bearish because the monthly fair value gap should break a weekly fair value gap, and we have come off this daily inversion fair value gap. But why have you not broken this? That's my issue. Why have we not closed? If we would have closed here, I would have nothing to be questioning. I now have to question this, and then obviously EU has broken it. I don't need to question this, but then I do because I like to be in sync with the dollar index. So it's just a bit like, but I'm gonna learn something this week either way, and yeah, hopefully we'll just wait and see, and I'll let you know how the week got on. And yeah, just a quick one.